exactly as necessary in terms of...
Slicing Galloway subbed in for Grant. Court violation. He went over and back. Morris Diaz checked in for the split play with the starting lineup of Parker, Green, Leonard, Duncan, and Splitter.
And, you know, the Spurs will go on to use 23 different starting lineups, Kevin. That would be
the layup missed. In the corner, it's Galloway. From Galloway. And so the first quarter is in the books. New York ahead, up by 5. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. For the Knicks.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has
it all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Kevin Seraphin is out there with Derek Williams. Then there's Calderon. Then there's Aflalo. And it's Galloway in at the 1. Here's Ginobili. It's rebounded by New York.
Almost no chance of that shot closing.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Lopez, he's checked in for New York. Porzingis comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And San Antonio also making a switch. Aldridge is checked in.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
Grant, he's checked in for New York. Here's Parker after Jaren Grant's bucket. It's Ginobili outside, and it's blocked. And oh, here we go. Lopez has got it, the fast break chance. Shot's good by Williams.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Grant outside. Ginobili with the steal. They're running. Parker outside. That's another miss. Number 4. He's 2 for 6 shooting.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
Sasha Vujacic is checked in for Williams. The Spurs also with the sub. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Kyle Anderson. Aldridge. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. The San Antonio Spurs, a team that has had such a strong core and is so disciplined, Clark, it's hard to see them struggle, even think of them struggling, even on the road.
Well, you know, last season they did have trouble at times on the road, but 22-19, still not too bad.
And Grant drops them both.
And for the Spurs on the road, it was the scoring. They were so good at home, but scored 8.5 points less per game on the road. That was the biggest margin in the NBA.
Porzingis can't hit.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there. Boy, it's been a long time since the Spurs had a losing record on the road, so there aren't any concerns for them. I mean, They've never had a losing road record since Tim Duncan was drafted. Wow, that's back to 1997.
And so here is New York. 8-point game. Shot clock at 6. Vujicic. But they recover. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
That one is off.
There are certain things, guys, that you can always count on in life. Death, taxes, and, of course, the Spurs winning 50 games in the regular season. Happened for the 16th straight season last year.
Another foul would give him 3 before that.
Timeout here.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City dancers. Go on and give it up.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
San Antonio making the switch here.
Knicks City dancers.
Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. Ginobili, that's for 2. No good off the back of the rim.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Porzingis. The rebound by the Spurs.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And the foul goes against New York. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Good on that shot. With that, the Knicks down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
The Spurs shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
2 shots.
Listen, the Knicks had a hard time scoring last year. Just lacked any real presence in the paint, and lacking that paint threat makes things easier for the opposing defense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. Anthony comes in for Porzingis. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Jose Calderon. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Grant. It's Parker outside. That's good. Parker's got 5 points now in the quarter. You know, at the Knicks, they were second to last in field goal percentage from their front court. Granted, they were hit by injuries. It seemed like all over the place all season.
Yeah, you know, with that poor field goal percentage shooting and being top 3 in field goal attempts on the year, not a good combination. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
And the basket good. And it's 8 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Outside, Ginobili. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Just 4 seconds left in the first half.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Knicks lead by 1. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. San Antonio trailing here. On the floor for San Antonio. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Aldridge out there with Duncan. And it's Parker in at the 1. And for the Knicks, they're shooting at a decent 44% clip here. And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. That's his 3rd foul of the game. For a while, the Spurs were viewed as a slow-it-down team from their championships almost a decade ago. That isn't the case at all anymore.
You know, I think it took the viewing public quite a while to catch on, though, Kevin, because now most people look at the Spurs as one of the more exciting brands of basketball in our league. Just watching one game of them, and now you know that is the case.
Now here's Thomas after the miss from Tim Duncan. A follow, no good.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim. You know, for the Spurs playing up-tempo, I mean, they made that adjustment several years back, to their credit. Since then, they've been one of the more up-tempo and offensive-minded teams in the league.
This is his first free throw of the game.
At the line for 2.
And some stats to kind of back up the Spurs playing that up-tempo style. They led the league last year in distance traveled as a team. Their players would cover almost 18 miles per game played. That tells you there's tremendous ball movement, but more importantly, body movement.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
Old-fashioned, isn't it, my man? Old-fashioned, pound-the-rock basketball, and it is definitely working for them.
Rebound, San Antonio.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it.
Look at that.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have. Explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Parker outside. It's hauled in by Thomas.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And when you've got that much of a size advantage on your defender, that's how you take advantage of it.
And Green gets it to go.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
On the wing of Flello. It's stolen by Green. And it's Leonard, top of the key. Aldridge dishes to Green. Knocked loose. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. A different look for New York. Lopez comes in for Kevin Seraphin. And it's Grant in for Thomas. The Spurs also changing it up. Ginobili comes in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Parker. Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10-31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and second worst home record in the league.
2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Derek Williams checked in for Porzingis. Anthony comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. Then for the Spurs, West is checked in for Aldridge. DL comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Martin in for Manu Ginobili. And so it's New York with it. They trail by 7. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. The Knicks have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
At the line for 2.
Good on the second free throw. San Antonio leading by 6. And Anderson has it in the corner. Passes to Mills. From deep three-point range. The Knicks have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. That's good. 6 points for Jared Grant.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And Lopez gets it to go.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
And Mills kicks to Diaz. And Derek Williams is going to pick up the foul. Sasha Vujacic is checked in for the Knicks.
They're committing an awful lot of fouls, and most of them are unproductive. You don't want to let guys get easy layups, I understand that, but this could turn into a parade to the foul line.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Knicks City Dancers. Keep it going one more time. Let me hear your Knicks City Dancers.
.105 left in the third quarter of the game. San Antonio again missing. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Now just a 2-point Spurs lead.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
The Knicks have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Pass to Anthony. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The Knicks have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight. 7 for 10.
Shooting for New York, Carmelo Anthony.
And he sinks the second. 41 seconds left here in the third quarter. And slammed in by Diaw.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Knicks foul.
The Spurs have shot 50% from the line today. 3 for 6. That free throw, no good.
Shooting for New York.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Anthony right side. Had a hand on it. Now running it up the court. Martin pushing it up. Shots good by Mills.
Assist goes to
Mills has got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs.
timeout Knicks.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
One more time, let me hear your Knicks City Dancers.
Here's Anthony. From deep. Anthony missing again. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. It's the Spurs. They lead by 7. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Forward position. That's the 5 for New York right now. The lead pushed to double digits. 12 points for Tony Parker.
And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range. Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they are not backing off at all, are they?
Here's Porzingis. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet.
Ooh, tough layup with the guy right on him. He can be a hard player to handle at times.
Aldridge, the pass to Martin. Back to Aldridge. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Lopez with the block. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Anthony leading the charge. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Anthony. And Parker, here we go. And he converts the layup.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Porzingis. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Shot from 12. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
And he sinks the second. Knicks trail by 9. Here's Porzingis. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Offensive rebound.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's face and then go and corral that backboard.
Aldridge can't get it to go. The Knicks have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Calderon, that's good.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defender.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
53.
Morris Diaz checked in for the Spurs. Leonard comes in for Kevin Martin. That'll be a 5-second call.
You know, I thought they did a decent job during the first half of limiting turnovers, but since halftime, it's been a different story.
Lopez. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
They're losing their concentration here, guys. Some sloppy play going on right now.
Yeah, 2 turnovers in a row, and that's always a recipe for disaster.
Porzingis can't hit.
This is not over yet, but they need points here.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
That's only the first turnover, guys. He's been safe as an option for them at the offensive end.
Pass to Lopez. Here's Porzingis. Nice D from Aldridge. And there's the 8-second call.